Hi, welcome again. Yes, football lovers all over the world. You know what time it is. Yep, it's time for my preview of yesterday's game, which finished West Ham United 3, Arsenal 3. Presented by your host, your guy, the one and only DLG Reppin. Yes, always repping. No matter what planet we're on, what race you are, etc. Let's have a shout out to a few nations. Can we shout out to Hawaii? Can we have a shout out for Hong Kong? Can we have a shout out to Namibia? Can we have a shout out to Australia? Can we have a shout out to Tanzania? Can we have a shout out to Austria? Can we have a shout out to the Netherlands? Can we shout out to Paraguay? Can we shout out to Tunisia? Can we have a shout out to Mauritius? Can I shout out Philippines? Can I shout out Indonesia? Can I shout out Belarus? Can I shout out Malawi, sorry. Can I have a shout out to Italy? Can we shout out to Dominican Republic? Let's shout out Wales. Other than that, this is done from London, England for myself. There it is. There it is once again. Dele London Gooner, otherwise spelt Reppin. Romeo Echo Papa Indigo November. So, as I said, it finished 3 apiece at the London Stadium. I haven't been to it yet, but I'm hearing that not even West Ham or some of the West Ham fans don't like it. It's like as if you have to use binoculars to watch your home game live. That long, is it? That amount of long distance. It looks like a beautiful stadium, but it feels like it's an athletic stadium, if the truth be told. And what I've heard, if this happens to be true, that West Ham are renting their stadium. But anyway, back to the game itself. West Ham were the better team in that first half. They were hungrier, committed, stylish, and they bossed the game as a cohesive unit. And they deserve to go 1-0 up. Jesse Lingard, what a strike. What an unstoppable, spectacular strike. I have no complaints about that because of the way that we defended. And oh, wow. A minute later, the calamity from the defence to the keeper. Well, first and foremost, a quick free kick was taken and it was legitimate. Goes to Bowen. He has a shot at the near post and it's gone past Leno. Well, let me tell you this, Mr. Bird Leno. Matt Ryan would have saved that. And the third goal, well, there's nothing that any keeper could do about it. Deflection into the bottom corner. And there was, it was a good header. But I think it was a deflection and it fell to Souček. You think he got the final touch. So it'll be a Souček goal. Maybe, possibly, it was going wide. We don't know. Antonio had the header from across, and there you go, 3-0 down. I think after 3-0, we somehow started to play a bit more, and we got the consolation. Callum Chambers, who was the man of the match, he had a heroic display. Despite us being 3-0 down, he's the only one that performed throughout that whole game. And maybe Tierney to an extent. But for me, Callum Chambers was immense down at right back. And you could see how happy Saka, or mainly Pepe, would be playing in front of him. Because Bellerin doesn't give us that support, that balance. He doesn't give us that drive we need. And Callum Chambers, he's not a right back by trade. He's a centre back performing out of his skin in another position. For me, yes, my man of the match. And he deserved to win the man of the match award. So well done, Callum Chambers. You know, the more performances you put in like that, the less Arsenal fans can criticise you. I like you as a centre back. You do your job, and that's the end of it. Anyway, like I said, turn, swivel, had a shot. It was unlucky. It was going wide until the deflection helped it in. OG. And then, well, the second half, what a comeback. We were 3-0 down inside a half hour, and, well, we had to get a kind of early goal. Another Chambers cross caused problems, a low cross. Craig Dawson tried to do what he had to do, and unfortunately, he's intervented it. He's made the intervention, but sadly, it bounced off his. Well, it just came off. Well, came off the wrong part of his body, maybe, and into the back of the net. 3-2, and late on, we pressed, and Odegaard and Partey started to dominate, and our reward was telling. And the way Odegaard played Pepe through in, well, he played Pepe on the right. Pepe puts in a delicious cross, and Lacazette with a bullet header, 3-3. And with the last 10 minutes, I can only see one winner. Although West Ham would feel at 3-0 down, they should have won the game. And yes, they should have had it under control. They should have settled for what they had. I think at the interval, they should have made defensive changes to stop us from having that control. But nevertheless, it was an entertaining game from the neutral. So, without further ado, I'm going to go into my player ratings. That's the end of that review. So, in goal, Bernd Leno. West Ham's first and third goal, he could do nothing about. But the second goal, I'm sorry, Matt Ryan would have saved that. I'm sorry. Any decent goalkeeper at whatever level would have saved that in their post. Surely, that was poor. He made up for it with Declan Rice running through 3, maybe 4 Arsenal players and unleashing an unstoppable shot. It was more or less straight at him, but it was a routine save for him. He made up for it. Other than that, it was not the best of games for Leno. If I'm being honest, I'm going to give him a 5. Right back, Callum Chambers. Because of his immense performance, I forgot to talk about the goal line clearance. He saved us conceding goal number 4. And he was making some vital interceptions as well. Immense performance defensively. He was aware of danger, prepared to defend, and always in the right place defensively. Offensively, he's the reason why we got the first 2 goals. And at 3-2, and his assists, I'll tell you what, he gave us a chance. And that chance was rewarded when Pepe assisted, like I said, with a bullet header. And he played his part, man. He played his part. What a performance. For me, he's getting a 9. My man of the match. And rightfully so, Barkley's man of the match, awarded by the commentator. I've forgotten who it was. But for me, he was immense. Centre-half, David Luiz. Don't think he had the best of games as such. Risky passing, 1 or 2 many false long passes. Yeah, not the best of performances from him. Pablo Mari, I'm quite disappointed if I'm honest. But with David Luiz, I forgot to mark him. I'm going to give him a 5. Pablo Mari, I didn't think he did any better himself. Beaten for pace too easily, out of position, caught out at times, and it's not one of his best games. For me, Gabriel Magalhaes should have started that game, and I think I was proven right. He has a 5 for him. Oh, I'm going to have to give him a 4. Left back Tierney. Now, this is a guy who tried. Offensively whipped in some dangerous crosses, but yet the attacker was not there to finish his dinner. I'm going to get onto him in a minute. Defensively, he made two vital blocks. Vital. Well, he made two challenges. One was a tackle, and the other one was an important block. And for me, he was as good as Callum Chambers. I felt that he offered us an outlet on the wing, and every cross that he put in, there were genuinely great crosses. It needed a complete number 9 to finish that dinner. Lacazette couldn't get on the end of him because he wasn't at the end. He wasn't in the right place at the right time. If we could get a striker that lives in the box, it would be so easier for Tierney. But for me, I'm going to give Tierney an 8. I thought he was excellent in his performance all round, and always led by example. The two in front of the midfield, Thomas Partey. He was not bad, but he was not the worst of players, but he definitely wasn't the best performer. Did all right. He did not too badly. I mean, I think after the third goal went in against us, he started to come into his own element and started to dominate the midfield for me. And especially in the second half, he was much improved and performed a lot better. I'll give him a 7. Granit Xhaka, another yellow card for another stupid tackle. With Xhaka, it's what you get. It's what you see is what you get with Xhaka. How do I talk about Xhaka? Well, in the first half, he was lost, completely lost in the midfield battle. It's as if he wasn't even performing. He could. Second half, he started to come into the game a bit and played forward thinking passes. And that's what I liked about him. He kept going. If I could mark him out of 10, I'm going to give him a 6. Right, the 3 in front of the 2. Bukayo Saka. No, not one of the best of games. I mean, he was poor. Sorry, he was really poor. He did not have any effect in the game at all. He would commit a foul. He gets himself booked, I think. And, just got frustrated in the first half. Started making silly. He's made a silly challenge. We were 1-0 down, or maybe 2-0 down, and he's arguing with the referee about the challenge he made. What are you arguing about? Have a 4. You were poor out of 10. Right. Who's on the left? Who started on the? Hang on. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who started on the right, then come onto the left. For me, absolutely atrocious. This is our captain, our club captain. He might as well have turned up late and not played. Seriously. I just don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, he didn't look interested. He looked miserable. His first touch was horrendous. And for me, I didn't think he did enough to go... Well, when I say go out, I mean run at the players. As I would like him to do. And I'm going to reward him a 2. Martin Odegaard, on the other hand, what a fine performance for me. He was excellent off the ball. Tenacious, determined to win the ball back for the team. And when he did have the ball, wow. The quality in this guy. He's only 22, remember, and there's a reason why. There must be a specific reason why he is Norway's international football captain. The guy has oozed with class, and he's shining. He is Ozil with a work rate and a fighting mentality off the ball. He's like Ozil with a fighting mentality, and we can clearly see it. The guy gets an 8 for his performance. Up top, Lacazette. Yeah, he got involved a lot more than Aubameyang. He was unlucky not to have 2 goals, but he got his reward. He linked up play. He linked up play quite well, and for me, he battled when he needed to battle. For me, and I think I think he was all right. Not without being spectacular. 7 out of 10. Right, my substitutions. Nicolas Pepe and Emil Smith Rowe came on. I thought Pepe was more effective out of the 3 substitutions. Took his player on, linked up play with the midfielders, the other attacking players, and assist for Lacazette. I'm going to give him a 7. Smith Rowe, he came on. Yeah, he put in a shift, I suppose, and on the ball he was as sensible as he has always been. Kept it plain and simple, and wasn't scared to play a forward-thinking pass. I'm going to give him a 6. Gabriel Martinelli didn't have much time to make an impact as such. When he did, he didn't really receive the ball from his teammates as such, and yeah, it's like him coming on and the team started to drop a little bit in levels. Give him a standard 5. Mikel Arteta. I would say he was true to his word that he'll go with the 4-2-3-1. He stuck with the game plan. But for me, in the first half hour, it all went wrong. And defensively, we were a shambles. A complete shambles. It is unacceptable. Just poor. I don't know what drills they had. It's like a defence that has never played together. And I think centrally, that's where the shame was. That's where it was a shame performance, but the centre halves. But in the second half, he kept to his plans. He made the right substitution. I mean, Pepe had an impact more than the 3 substitutions, and that's saying something. If I mark Arteta out of 10, I'll just about give him a 7. He's just about give him a 7. Football fans, before I continue, feel free to smash the thumbs up like button, smash the share button up. Do leave your response, your opinions, and your messages in my comment section below, etc. And please subscribe to the channel. That's myself, DLG Reppin. Yes, please subscribe. Yeah? Put the subscriber on, yeah? Man likes that. Other than that, I'm giving him a 7. The referee, oh, you know what? I'll give him a 7 as well. Wasn't a tenacious. It wasn't. Yeah, he didn't have too much to do. I mean, maybe he booked a couple of players for the right things, but he allowed the game to flow. He was not centre of attention as such, and I think he was pretty fair to both teams. So 7. So this is the end of my review of West Ham United 3, Arsenal 3. Yes, I would like to say once again, thank you to the ladies, to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls. Yes, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And always, as I always forget, last but not least, thank you for putting up with me. Anyway, I will be back later on this evening. And another bit of fresh football content for me. Otherwise, smash the thumbs up like button. Do share the channel to your friends and your relatives by smashing that share button up all over the place. And speaking of which, leave your thoughts and your opinions in my comment section below. And subscribe to DLG Reppin, please. Myself and I only. Smash that subscribe button all over the place. Yeah? Make sure your friends and relatives do just that, yeah? And I mean just that. Otherwise, I'll be back this evening. I look forward to talking to you football fans again. Any football issues related, I'm there with fresh content. Other than that, yeah, enjoy your day. In London, England, it's nice and beautiful out there. So enjoy the weather, stay safe, be good to yourselves, and be nice.